Buongiorno e benvenuti. My name is Giovanna and I welcome you to my kitchen on the cliff. Cheers! We have done wonderful traditional Sicilian dishes, and today we're going to venture out of Sicily and we're going to make something that everybody absolutely loves, and that is scallion pancakes. It's a recipe that I learned many years ago. Howard, my husband, was the director of the Bergen Community Museum. He was teaching a calligraphy class, which I joined. And in the calligraphy class, I met a fellow student who was Polish, married to a Chinese man. She actually made a Xerox of her husband's Chinese cookbook, which had English on one side and Chinese on the other side. And the recipes were simple. She taught me how to make scallion pancakes and dumplings. So that was my initiation into Chinese cooking. This is a very, very easy recipe. It is delicious beyond the amount of time you're going to take to make it. So let's start with the dough, which is a very unusual dough. It's going to be 3 cups of flour, all-purpose flour. Now we're going to measure 1 cup of boiling water. I'm going to start the processor, pour in the boiling water, and let the dough form. We're going to sprinkle a little bit of flour on our surface. I'm kneading the dough a few turns. So now I'm going to shape it into a ball. I'm going to coat it with a few drops of oil. I'm going to put a bowl over it. You let it rest for 30 to 60 minutes. The dough has rested, so we're going to cut into 6 portions. One-third and 2/3. Now we're going to take each one and shape it into a ball. And then we flatten it. So let's do that to all of them. Now we're going to begin rolling them out. We'll take the first one, we'll take a little bit of flour for the bench, we flatten it, and we begin rolling it out. Now I'm going to coat each one of these with about a tablespoonful of shortening. These are scallion pancakes, and the major ingredient is scallions. Some cooks will use only the green part of the scallion. I like to use both. I just cut the white very, very, very thinly. I like to do it just directly over the pancake. We're going to use 1 scallion per pancake. Remember that there's no salt in this dough, so we're going to put the salt in now. All right, now comes the fun part. We're going to roll it carefully, slowly. This is not something that you do in a rush. Enjoy it. Enjoy the tranquility of doing this. We're going to make this into a spiral, and we're going to take the end and we're going to push it into the middle. And the reason for that is we don't want any seams out of which the filling would come out. Now we're going to press it down, and the rest I'm going to do one after the other. All right, let me show you how thin this is. It's quite thin. I'm going to reserve the end of the scallion for the dipping sauce. This, of course, is a puff pastry, because when I roll this and then make it into a spiral and you roll it again, you have layers of pastry. I'm using the reserved scallions for the sauce. And we're going to add some ginger, which I'll grate. The sauce is going to be equal parts soy sauce and rice vinegar. To that we're going to add a teaspoon of roasted sesame oil for flavor, and we're going to put a half a teaspoon of hot sesame oil. This is the best. So this will go here. I'm giving them a last roll before we fry them. So because of all the twists and turns that we've made with this dough, what you have is layers and layers of very fine dough. I'm frying the scallion pancakes in canola oil. You want an oil that is neutral. Don't rush it. You know, it really has to brown nicely on both sides. Use all your senses when you're cooking. When you begin to smell this, it's time to turn it. What you want in these is crispy outside and soft inside, with all the layers visible. Isn't that beautiful? You hear the crispness? That's the way it should be. Doesn't that sound wonderful? Scallion pancake, made fresh at home, delicious as ever. So we've made scallion pancake, a traditional Chinese dish. I bet you that if you try it, you'll make it over and over and over again. So if you like the video, please share it. Send it to everybody you know. Allora, ciao a tutti, arrivederci, alla prossima volta.
It's like eating potato chips. You can't stop.
Cheers! I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Ciao!